Hello and welcome to Peridot-Our Savior's virtual open house for new students. Yes, you heard that right. Even though you got this paper saying we're going to be having our open house on July 20th or 21st, because of the ongoing pandemic, we chose to have a virtual open house. And this video is for new students. So if you are parents of a kindergarten student, or parents of a transfer, you're in the right place. If your child has attended our school last year, please exit out of this video, go back to the playlist, and select the one labeled for returning students. All right, let's get started. Now, I do have to go quickly because there's a limit on how long I can record, but there's a lot of paperwork to do. First of all, I want to thank you for considering our school for your child's education, especially difficult starting kindergarten through distance. Unfortunately, it wasn't our choice. We did plan on returning to in-person school on August 4th, and we wrote down a detailed plan of how we were going to do it. Some of the parts of the plan were wearing face masks. We actually had a group of volunteers sewing cloth face masks all summer for your child and their teacher to use. We also bought gallons of hand sanitizer and changed the way we set up our school so that your kindergarten student or your transfer student would be just in their classroom with only their one teacher and their classmates for the whole day. Not even going to the cafeteria for lunch, to the library, even to the playground. And that was to try to contain, if there is an outbreak, a spread to one classroom instead of the whole school. We do have a detailed plan. If you would like that, please send us an email or give us a call and we can share that to you. But because of Governor Ducey's executive order, we are going to have to start school through distance learning. Now, we don't know how long it's going to be. The governor said that it could be until August 17th. He said August 17th he's going to decide if he's going to extend the order or end it. So we could possibly be coming back at the middle of August or the end of August in person, or this could be longer. So let's go over some of the paperwork that we do need you to complete and fill out for your new student at our school. Now, there are two ways for you to access this paperwork. The first one is to send an email. Please send an email to peridot-Our-Saviors-Lutheran@gmail.com. Word, no caps. And these include your name, your student name, and the grade level that your student's going to be coming into, as well as your contact information. And we'll send you a packet of PDFs and documents for you to complete. You can either type on them, send them back to us, or print them off, write on them, take a picture, send them back to us, whatever way works better for you. Once you get it back, I'm going to print it off here at school and file it. The second option is to get a physical copy in the mail. If you want to do that, please call. Our phone number is 475-7537, or send an email. In it, please include your name, child's name, and your contact information. And then we will mail a form to you. The best time to reach us over the phone is going to be during our office hours, which is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 a.m. to noon. You can call other times and leave a voicemail, but if you want to talk to somebody, call during those times. Our mailing address is P.O. Box 118, Peridot, Arizona 85542. Now, those of you who saw this sheet on the website noticed a third option. That's really just for returning students. So let's move on. Our children and all of our students have this form in our office. It's called our registration checklist. We do need you to complete all of these forms by July 31st in order for your child to be registered. And typically in the past, we would have you go and give the copy to our secretary or to a principal and have them initial. But because we can't really meet face-to-face, we have a copy in the office, so when you mail one or email one, then myself or another staff member will initial that you returned it. First one says all accounts for previous years are paid in full. If you're a kindergarten student, that doesn't apply to you. Just cross it off. If you are a transfer student who attended our school in the past, then you do need to make sure that if you have an outstanding balance on tuition from before, that you pay that up in full. Second one, lunch accounts from the previous year paid in full. Again, if you're a kindergartner, new student, cross that off. That doesn't apply to you. But if you are a student who's transferring, who attended here and before, if you have an outstanding lunch balance, it does need to be paid. Next one is our registration fee. That is going to be $210 to help us process all the paperwork and forms along with registration, as well as we use that to purchase school supplies for our classrooms. A lot of you noticed that back in the spring we were offering a special promotion for early registration. That is closed now, so if you are registering now, you do need to pay that money order, or we do have a credit card machine. Next one, we do need a copy of your birth certificate. So wherever your child was born, if you got the copy in your house, you could take a picture or give us a copy. Don't send us the original one, but just a copy. We do need to have that on file. Next one is your application form. Let's take a look at what that looks like. What this is we do need you to provide detailed information on yourselves as the parents, on the child or children if you have multiple children coming into our school. If you are transferring from another school, we do need to give some extra details about that transfer. And this is very important, our pickup policy, because we do not have busing service for our children who live in Peridot, San Carlos, or Globe. You do need to arrange a person to pick up your child every day from school and to drop them off. And we need to have express permission from you ahead of time. So it's very important that you give us a detailed list of all the people who you want to come and pick up your child. Because if somebody comes and says, hey, I'm here to pick up Johnny, but they're not on your pickup policy list, we won't send the child home with them. Also, for those of you who are in difficult circumstances where there's somebody who is absolutely not allowed to even see the child, we do need to have that court order on file, and we do need to know about that. Please. Thank you. If your child lives in Peridot and you want them to walk home, we have had students do that in the past. We just need permission so that at the end of the school day they can safely walk home. Then this next one is emergency contact pre-consent part. This is for if something terrible were to happen and the EMTs come to our school, we do need to have permission from you ahead of time that your child can receive the services from those EMTs. Because in your absence, you're not there to give them verbal permission, so we do need that. Also, emergency contacts in case that were to happen and we can't get a hold of you. Who should we call? Next, we have a form going over the fees and payments. We do ask all of you kindergarten and transfer students to apply for the ESA, that's Empowerment Scholarship of Arizona, which could pay for your tuition. Unfortunately, due to the cutoffs that they have built in, if you apply now and were accepted for that scholarship, it wouldn't start to kick in until our second quarter, which is in the middle of October. So you would have to pay tuition for the first quarter, August, September, and half of October. Information about our tuition amounts. Let's go back to the checklist. Our next one is our health form. In the past, San Carlos Healthcare has come in to provide fluoride treatment and dental cleaning about 4 times a year for our students. We do need you to give prior permission. Not sure if they're going to continue that service this year due to the pandemic, but we still need it on file. Next one is a Gila County school attendance form. That is going to be a form from the county that shows the superintendent of schools in Gila County that your child is attending a school, because they're not going to show up on the public school rosters and they want to make sure that child is not truant. Our next form is our commitment to excellence. Commitment to excellence looks like this. It shows you, obviously this isn't everything your teacher does every day, but this is what we commit to do on the basics. Obviously there's more to your job of being a parent than these few bullet points, but this is what you're committing to do in the basics. And finally, for the student, have those little kindergartners write out their name down here. Obviously there's more jobs to being a student than doing this, but this is what they're committing to do to earn a quality education. Let's go back to this. Next one is our handbook agreement with the Sunrise Dance. This is a long document. Sorry, here it is. This is a long document, and it does detail everything, policy and procedure that our whole school follows. We do want you to read it in detail. And I'm going to spend a moment to talk about that sticky side of the Sunrise Dance. Now, many of you know, some of you don't, that as a Lutheran school, we teach that our children should not participate in the Sunrise Dance. We believe that Yusin is not the Creator God, and that it is a sin to pray to him and honor him. We also believe that some of the things that happen at the ceremony are not God-pleasing. We're going to teach your child to only honor the true God of the Bible, which is the Father, His Son, Jesus Christ, and His Holy Spirit. Three persons, but one God. We call that the Trinity. We're going to teach your child and practice every day of praying to Jesus, and only praying to Jesus. And if you want more details on that policy and what our beliefs are on that practice, please call us or send us an email. We'll be happy to have a conversation with you to explain that in more detail, and understand that our beliefs are coming from the Bible on this. Let's go back to the checklist. Next one is our anti-bullying agreement. It looks like this. Our anti-bullying agreement does outline your child is going to treat other kids, and just make a commitment to treat others kindly in their words and actions. We do just ask you to read through that carefully with your child. All right, next one is the open house. Your child's teacher is going to be reaching out to you either over telephone or through the internet in order to have a virtual meeting with you to explain how is distance learning going to look in their particular classroom, as well as when we do return to in-person school, what sort of rules and things do they have in their classroom. We do ask you to attend that with your teacher. Okay, the last four boxes are just for you guys. We do want you to apply for the Empowerment Scholarship of Arizona, even if you didn't meet that cutoff to cover August, September, and half of October. That is a great way to save lots of money and get your child's private school tuition paid for from when you start all the way up to 12th grade. So it's very important that you apply. If you don't apply, attend our school, and you choose later you want to apply, sorry, the state rules only have open to kindergartners, transfers. Next one, if you are a kindergartner, you are going to have to take a placement test. Our teacher is going to reach out to you. Mrs. Chapman is going to reach out to you individually to schedule that, just to see, is your child ready for kindergarten, or do they need another year of Head Start? Also, get to know the child a little bit better. We do need an updated immunization record on file. All those shots that your child got back when they were a baby, if you don't have it on record, go to the IHS or go to the health department, and they can print off a copy for you. We do need to submit that to the state, so it's very important that you give us a copy of the immunizations that your child has. And if your child isn't up to date on your immunizations, please take them in to get their shots. We don't need them getting sick with another disease that there is a vaccine for, especially during this time of the pandemic. Okay, if you get denied for ESA or you choose not to apply for that, we do ask you to fill out a payment date form, which asks you what day of the month do you want to pay your tuition. Last form we're going to look at is our cafeteria. This one is not required for the beginning of school year, but if you want to get a free or reduced lunch, you do need to fill out this application. If not, lunches are going to be $2.90. We can't do it the way we did in the summer, where we're just y'all come in and get a sack lunch for free. We do have to go back to the regular school method of charging unless you apply to and get accepted to get a reduced or a free lunch. All right, I know that was really quick, but we're reaching our time limit really quick. Thank you for considering our school for your child's education, and thank you for partnering with us during this pandemic. We really hope to be able to meet with you in person shortly. God bless.